Hello, hello. Today we are doing a regular AMA. So thank you to everyone that's come out so far. We will wait a couple more minutes for some people to filter in, but today you can expect something similar to what we have done in the past. So Luke will chat about the company, talk a little bit about where we're going, what we're doing, what's coming on the dev front, design front, all of that. I will speak to community a little bit. This is Heidi speaking here. And then, of course, we will answer your questions. So if you have any burning questions, please add them to the Typeform. You can find the link on both our Twitter and our Discord. We'll be prioritizing those questions. And of course, anyone that wants to come up here on stage live and chat with us. And then, of course, we will also try to get to any questions posted in the general chat on our Discord. We'll get started in a couple minutes here. This music is so lovely, but it's kind of putting me to sleep. So I think probably just get started. Luke, do you want to take the floor?
Yeah, 100%. It's so good to be back here at NiNYC talking to all of you guys. I'm super excited about this. There is so much that's about to come on the Pixels team. I'm so excited to get to this next stage of the product to you guys. Super excited to be back to do an AMA with all of you. So I think in this AMA, I basically want to kind of give you like the high level steps of what we're going to be going over through or like working on over the next like 2 months. Kind of give you like a rough estimate of timelines as we confirm those more and more. Kind of explain to you guys what these timelines actually mean, like what are these milestones we're reaching for, and what are the things that we're going to do to kind of get there, and what you guys can expect in the meantime as well. And kind of give you an update on all the work that we did too, because this team has been putting in so much work. The stuff that we've come out with is super good. We have an amazing base to build off of now. After rewriting like a large portion of our code base, building a ton of like content and internal tooling, and kind of doing like all the nitty gritty work. That painful stage that I knew was going to come up, we're like almost through that, and we're about to be able to start to ship content way faster. We're about to be able to move on to the next stages and get into the blockchain backing, work towards a release, and start to make aggressive growth pushes again too. So there's going to be so many moving pieces that have just like come together, and now we're getting to move on to like the next stage of development steps. So yeah, there's been a ton of stuff going on. I'm super excited to update you. And let me pull up that agenda really quickly. Can you maybe potentially resend it to me, Heidi? Or...
It's on Slack, but yes, I will send it to you quickly here. The nitty gritty behind the scenes. You guys are getting a show. Okay. I sent it to you on Slack. Is that where you want it?
Perfect. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Perfect.
So, okay, sweet. So I think I'm going to go through like a couple of the high level updates first on like what we've been doing over the past month, progress with the team, progress with game design, progress with game dev, and kind of go over that a bit, and give you like a look into that. So as you guys know, or if you don't know, we've been working a lot on what we were calling like a rewrite. Basically, we are taking the code base we had and moving it to like a much more scalable solution. And then also what we've been doing is building a ton of tooling. So tooling is like this game design stuff that you have to think about, where basically we want to create as much resources for our game design team to create content in the game without any game developers touching anything. That's like a lot of work to do that. And that's actually kind of like there's a couple of like design philosophies in game development. Just to give you some peek into the technical side of like game development, game design. This is kind of like a new school way to build out games, where a lot of the game development team's time is actually spent building out tools for a game design team, where you have these like no code tooling solutions that will allow game design to like create new items, to create new quests, create new content, create new maps, all of that without devs touching a single thing. So we've been putting a ton of work into that, and we're like all of that tooling up now. So we're in the part of the game development phase now where we actually get to have a lot of fun with the stuff that we develop. We've made all these systems so that we can actually like iterate on content quickly. We can start testing and these features internally, making sure they're fun so we can get them ready for you guys. So that's been a lot of the work that's been going on the past like month or two. And that's wrapping up now. We've had all dev hands on deck on this rewrite, getting this tooling together. I even stepped in and started coding a bit again, which has been kind of fun. So it looks like internally that development is going to wrap up this week. It's going to take a bit of time to like QA it, make sure like complete feature parity with what we have before too. So we're hoping to get a release of like this rewritten code base out to you pretty soon. Shooting for like end of next week, depending on like QA and bugs will be fine. It might be longer, but basically we're going to ship out a product that has feature parity with what you guys have now, except it's going to be way snappier, be like better movement, and you're going to be using the actual like new engine. So this will also give us time when we ship it to you guys to kind of iron out the bugs and stuff like that before we move to what we are calling like a beta release. So internally, you're going to be hearing a couple of terms that we're throwing out a lot. We're talking about alpha, we're talking about beta, we're talking about like full release, like what do these things mean? So just to give you like some terminology on the list. So alpha is something that we're working on building right now. The alpha version of the game is something that we are going to release internally just to this team. The alpha version of a game is typically when you have all the core systems of the game complete, a whole game loop, and it's not extremely polished. It's not like completely finished, but it's like something you can start testing and iterating on, getting into the hands of players to make sure it's fun, to make sure it's good, to iron out like most of the bugs and all that too. And then you work on that alpha until it's ready to ship to people in a beta. And that beta is what we're going to be shipping out to you guys. So we're getting more and more clear in the timeline. Our timeline right now is we're looking to have that alpha done like mid-August to like late August. It's looking like this beta is going to ship out to you guys mid-September to end of September. We're going to confirm these dates eventually. These dates are really, really important for us to make sure that we have it completely nailed down because there's going to be a lot of growth pushes around these. We also have like a lot of marketing and like partnerships that we need to solidify. So these dates are like not just we need to like say to you guys and confirm. These are dates that we need to confirm with like our investors, with our marketing partners, with like all these people who we're going to like push around. And these are the dates that we're actually like planning backwards around to make sure that we have like adequate growth. And it's also going to be the date of our token drop. So the idea behind the token drop is we want to make sure that when the token drops, there's a game that you can play immediately for it. We're not going to drop a token without doing that. We want day one utility on this token, extremely important. And this beta includes this token drop. So that's the idea. When we're releasing this beta, it's not like a finished game. It's not like the full expression of what we want pixels to be, but it is the game with the token integrated. And it's going to have like some awesome features in it. It's going to be blockchain backed, and we're going to have like a full game loop complete. So that'll be the final, like that'll be the first version of the actual play to earn game that we have out. And we want to do the airdrop right then too. So we don't want to airdrop either until we have utility in the game as well. So all of those things, marketing, airdrop, token integration, they're going to come out with the beta, all going to be around the same date. So there's so much stuff going on with that. And we want to make sure we have that date 100% nailed down. But it's looking like mid-September to end of September. We're going to get that date finalized soon. And that will be the date. We'll work backwards from that. We're going to make sure it happens. Like a pushback on that date would be like pretty annoying with all the different moving pieces we have. So that's why we're so hesitant to give a solid date, but it's coming around then. And the time leading up to that's going to be super crazy too. So that's what the beta means. So yeah, we have the alpha that's about to start getting developed now that we have this core systems done. And in the meantime, while we're shipping out and like building out this alpha and beta, since we have all of this tooling built out, and since we have like these good systems, we can actually ship a lot of content in the meantime before we actually ship the beta version of the game that's blockchain backed. So since we have this tooling, you'll get a lot of new quests, you'll get new maps, new areas that will make it into the alpha and make it into the beta. We can start working on that now, get feedback on that. And oh my God, our team, our narrative team, they are so excited to like actually get content out to you guys. Our narrative designer, his name is Georgie. He has been crafting narrative. It's the deepest, most insane set of lore. He's basically written like a novel, maybe a couple of times over, getting all this content and like this world building ready for you guys. He's been dying to get these quests out, and I feel so bad. But we're there. We're about to get them all out. We're about to like fill in a bunch of this gap with content. So yeah, from our end on the game development and the like growth side of things, expect us to ship a blockchain back game mid-September to late September. Date is confirming. Expect growth pushes starting around July. We have a lot planned on basically, I've been building out like a growth playbook. We're gonna get so silly with this growth plan. It's super fun, but we're gonna finally have some stuff to aggressively start pushing for that. We've been waiting to grow. I keep saying we've been waiting to grow. Now it's about time. This token drop, this like beta that we're releasing, this is huge. This is what we've been working for. This is what you guys have been waiting for. That's coming. And we're going to start leading growth, getting people hyped and excited about this because we're actually going to we're proud of what we're making. We have like something to stand on, like actual products, like a really good experience that we're creating. All of that growth and all of that marketing push will start like hopefully July. And then that's around when the rebrand is going to happen too. So we'll probably hold off doing that growth push until the rebrand comes. I think the date they gave us was like around July 4th to have that like fully wrapped up, implemented, and out to you guys. And yeah, super excited about that. So so much going on with that. Also, like a ton of other stuff too is going on. We're like redesigning a lot of our pixel art. Like the whole idea of like getting this beta out and like what we're shooting for is we want one like a good and polished experience. We're scoping down and like kind of doubling down on polish. So that's why we've been investing a ton of like design effort into like new art. We got a new pixel artist. His name is Sergi. His art is crazy, and we just doubled our capacity in pixel art. We're like redoing a lot of it, adding like a lot more like nuance and depth to it, and it's just gonna like have a much better overall feel now that we have double the capacity. Our game sound designer, he's been going at it. I think he actually might be shipping like an initial background music to this rewrite, but there's so much more planned for that. Sound design's gonna be crucial. Like putting a ton of time and energy into that. Like we want sound effects on literally everything. When you step on grass, like the sound should be different than when you step on sand versus when you step on wood. Like that's kind of depth and nuance that like most game studios will do. But you know, how many Web3 games out there doing that in depth in the sound design? It's tough. It's hard to coordinate it. But yeah, so much going on with all of that. And then thanks a lot there. So am I missing anything? I think that's like about what I wanted to go over on the game development alpha side. And I think I want to like leave a lot of this AMA to questions too. So I think Heidi can give some community updates, but
Yeah.
beyond that too, let's just leave some time for questions and just kind of get into the nitty gritty of all that.
Yeah, absolutely. I will whip through this. I don't have a ton to update you on from a community point of view. Internally, thank you all for being really patient while a lot of our team was sick. Really, really appreciated all of your support with that. We have a growing Chinese community. So if you know anyone that may be interested in doing some translations for us, reach out. That is something we are actively looking for. And then let me just scroll down here. I've got a whole bunch of things. Okay, lots of integrations coming to you in the next week. So get ready for that. Today we have Death Bats going live, and we will be giving away one of their NFTs. I am so excited for this collection because I think their in-game animation is so fun. They're like little skulls that fly around with wings. I love it. So stay tuned for that. I think we were going live at around 4 p.m. So pay attention to our Twitter because we will be running a giveaway for that. Tomorrow we've got Cyber Snails going live, and we should be doing a giveaway with them as well. And then Pixel Cat Club on Friday, and they will be giving away some of their NFTs. So there's so much coming. I'm so excited for this week or the next few days. It's going to be really, really fun. And then a couple more coming over the next couple weeks. So get ready. And then just on a personal note, I will actually be away for a couple weeks, which I'm very excited for. I'm going on a little road trip in the south of Spain. So Hans will be taking over all of Q related things. You can completely rely on the community team for anything you need. I have full faith in them. They're an incredible group of people. And then, of course, Luke as well, just during my brief absence.
Oh, we're going to have so much fun without her, guys.
Oh my gosh. I have prepped a bit of Twitter content, okay? So if you see something really funny, it's probably still me. But I'm totally kidding. Anyways, let's head over to the questions. So we've got a bunch of questions in the Typeform, and then of course Blue's Clue wants to come up. Luke, did you want to say something quick?
Yeah, wait, can I list off an awesome stat? So yeah, 2,000 daily active users a day. Again, guys, it's pretty freaking good for what we have awesome right now. We're actually growing over the last month. That's largely because we have a pretty big Chinese community growing, which is good because we've been putting in like a ton of work on the localization. So in this rewrite, I think a lot of it will ship in the rewrite. We still need to get a translator, but we have localization support, so we'll have like full language support. We'll have full like most languages supported in this rewrite. So we're looking for translators, but that's a big push that we're doing in terms of growth. We're actually probably I don't know if I'm allowed to say what CEX we want to do our token drop on. That's still in the works, but the CEX that we're working with, it's like actually a large Chinese community on that CEX too. So we're going to be making moves to cater towards them a bit as well. But yeah, no, it's interesting, like kind of validating to see that the work we put into localization and all those different areas is kind of paying off. So
cool. Okay, and I just realized I didn't say the time zone. So Deathbat's going live at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time today. Okay, let's bring Tiff up. Is it going to work this time? Make sure you're using your phone. No, we can't hear you. Ah, man. Okay, well, let's move to some of the Typeform questions in the meantime. Okay. Will a brightness slider ever be implemented? Will a sound slider ever be implemented? Will there be more than one soundtrack in game? Will the Pixels world ever grow larger than the base town of Terravilla?
Okay, yeah, there's a lot to answer with that one. So yeah, we're gonna have like a pretty nuanced soundtrack. So number one, what we're doing is actually the Terraville that you know and see today that's getting completely overhauled. We're gonna change it a lot. We're actually creating like a lot more world too. Again, so while we're building out this alpha and beta version of the game, our design team has all the tools they need to actually start building out content in the game. While they're waiting to help build out other features, that's kind of a lot of their job. They're going to be building out new areas and worlds for people to explore. Don't expect like something that's like massive, massive in scope. Like don't expect something that's like like 1,000 kilometers long. Like we're not building like a GTA style world, but it'll be pretty big. Big enough to like keep you slightly engaged, explore a little bit. Like Stardew Valley style map, kind of expect a map that size, like that level of locations. Um, so yeah, that's what the team's been working on, and with that will come like a lot of unique sounds. We have a full time sound designer, so he's working on like a bunch of different soundtracks, sound design, and all of that. Super excited to see what he picks up. But like for me, sound is actually huge. I want to put like a large emphasis on that. I was just playing a game. What game was I playing the other day? Eastward. They do a really, really good job of their sound design, and sound design can really make or break a game, and you don't even know it. So it's like one of those things where it's like sound design, you'll be like, this is a bad game. But if they have good sound design, it's really tightly integrated. The gaming experience is so much better, and you don't even notice good sound design. You really like you feel something's off when it's not there, and that's why we're putting so much time and energy into that. So yeah, I expect a lot more with that. Expect new areas. Expect like a bunch of different places to go in new quests. That's like the easiest thing for that team. Sound design, narrative, art to work on as we're building alpha. If they don't have like other areas we're pulling them into.
Okay, so someone is asking about showing specific roles of the team members either on the white paper or on our website. So, with the rebrand, we are going to have a completely new website, and that is definitely something we will have. So, stay tuned for that. It just brings me back to when we did our initial, or I guess our only NFT mint, and there was pictures of like just the three of us, but they were our little avatars and pixels. So, anyways, yes, it's coming with the rebrand and the new website.
Yeah, I remember there's a full rebrand coming. That was also partly why we're holding off on some of the growth. Like the idea is like when we show people this thing that we're building, we want to retain users. We want people to like get engaged. So that means things like the brand needs to be better before we actually start like showing this off to people moving forward. We want like the most effective value for like all the growth capital that we put in, and that means better product, better brand. It's all coming, almost there. Super excited about these stages.
Okay. Have you thought of implementing a more thorough testing process so there are fewer bugs when launching new features?
Yeah, 100%. So we have done that already in this rewrite. We have actual unit testing and we have like actual testing by code in this rewritten code base. That's not something that we had before. We're also developing like a better QA process too. And that's also part of the reason why we have like an in-game or an internal alpha. We might recruit some of you guys to like get early access to this alpha version, get some testing in it as well. But then yeah, we have a QA process that's getting set up that's going to be a bit more thorough as well too. So yeah, in-code testing, something we didn't have before that we have now. Just that alone has made the process much, much better. Where we have automated testing linked to like build cycles. And we have like way more dev environments too. So one thing that we have is like we have environments. We have a dev environment, we have like a preview environment, we have an alpha environment, we have a beta environment, and we have like staging environments for all that too. Our DevOps setup is like pretty top tier. Best DevOps setup I've ever like had in a startup or like with any company I've been involved in, where we have all these like different staging environments before we ship, and we'll be able to like roll back features if we ship something buggy too.
Okay, what are Pixel's plans for NiNYC?
NFTIC. Yeah, so we were going to do something, but it's not the time for us to do that. I would actually rather save the money right now and spend it in like a bit wiser of a way when we're ready for that growth push. So I'll be at NFT, and I'll be at events. I will do a lot of networking on our end. My intention of going there is I'm just trying to like get us ready for this growth cycle, network with all the other NFT founders that we can, and like kind of see if we can do any cross NFT project operation there. But I didn't think it would be worth it to spend like, how much, I don't know if you guys know how much like these NFT collections spend on some of these events. It's like six figures a lot of the time. Like venue can 60, 80 grand. Then catering, all of that too. I just don't think that's like the most effective use of funds right now before we're at a point where we can actually like stick growth. So that's the whole idea, like retaining users, retaining growth, that's important. It's not just spending money being flashy. We want to be smart about how to spend, and that's like probably not the best use of funds right now. So I'll be there. I'll be getting as much value as I can. The event. I'm actually speaking too, so I'll be speaking on like gaming and bringing or onboarding people into Web3 through gaming. So look for me at that talk. We'll get more info on that. I'll definitely plug Pixels in at that talk. But yeah.
Is that recorded? Because I really want to see it.
I think it will be. I hope so.
Okay. Okay, we'll figure that out. Okay. Any plans on using the coins we earn in game by selling veggies to wager bets in tournaments, poker, whichever type, and the winners taking prizes, NFTs, merch, anything else?
So I don't like gambling. And I think that's something that we should avoid. Even just like a lot of Web2 gaming, like EA Sports and all that too, like they get under fire for kind of like their loot boxes and stuff like that are akin to gambling. That's not something we want to promote in our game. That's something we want to move ethically. I just don't feel great about that, especially depending on who we market the game towards. But then number two, like in the Web3 and crypto space too, that opens up like a lot of like reason to get labeled as a security or all of that too, where a lot of the product are just kind of being like willy-nilly about this. Even something like a lottery, it's like that's kind of a gray area legally. I want us to be completely distance from that as much as possible to make sure that we're legally okay. We have great lawyers that we're working with that are kind of like helping us guide and direct these decisions. On the legal side, also, it's pretty interesting where then like kind of they also help you work backwards. Where it's like if we wanted to do that, they would like help us remain as compliant as possible. But then, yeah, we're kind of trying to avoid that. But we will say we do plan on opening the in-game store to have like real-world purchases before we ship this beta and alpha version of the game. So that's one of the growth hacks and the marketing things that we're going to be doing coming up. There's going to be some really fun stuff with that. We're going to get really silly with that. But expect it to be kind of crazy. So yes, these in-game coins that you've earned, you'll be able to spend them on real-life items before you even ship the beta or our blockchain back. That's just going to kind of be like a marketing expense on our end. So we're just going to basically ship out like different things to you guys based on these coins that you've earned. So expect that. That's like a bang. That's going to be coming up.
I'm super excited for that. Okay. The game experience is relatively simple. In which aspect can the experience of developing games attract more traffic in the future?
Okay, yeah. So I think what they're asking is like, there's not. I think what they're trying to say or ask is like, this game is like not that complex right now, and there's not that much to do, and like how can we make that better? Is that what I'm kind of understanding with that?
I think so. I think they're kind of talking about like how we can build out the game to have a more enticing experience for, to attract more people.
Yeah, so that's the entire point of like all this work that we've been doing. Like I wish you guys could sit on some of these game design meetings that we have. I'm telling you, the personality on this design team is absolutely insane. The stuff that they want to come up with, they want to get in the game. We've been like doing hard work to build systems so we can have all these crazy ideas that they come up with actually get in game. And now this tooling that we've done is there. So in terms of like content, like questing, new items and all of that, upgrading, they'll be able to get that in. But then the idea is this beta that we're releasing, there's gonna be more to do in a game than there is right now. It's going to be more of the genre of like resource management and development. But eventually, after this releases, there's enough to prove with this beta. Basically, can we get a game out? Can we get a blockchain backed? Like that's kind of the key thing. Can we get somebody to spend actual tokens, actual cryptocurrency to get in-game items on, upgrade them, develop them out, all of that. What we're going to be working on after that is kind of going to be the like stuff that really, really drives the game forward, in my opinion. So like we'll be like a bit more than a farming simulation game in this beta that we released, but then beyond that, especially this rebrand, we have like these really interesting game features that we're just now coming up with that will kind of like put us into our own genre and kind of differentiate us a bit in terms of gameplay from just like a farming simulation game or resource management game. I can't speak too much of them because they're not really designed out, but like maybe I'll spill a bit about one of the key concepts that we're moving forward with is this concept of harmony. And like I think this branding agency that we are working with, they phrased it really well. If you remember that phrasing, Heidi, that might be interesting. But it's like harmony can be brought together, but harmony can also be disrupted. And that disruption aspect of harmony is pretty interesting to us. Where that's a game mechanic that we'll probably be playing with. We release this beta, so we'll have these first initial features. They're kind of around like bringing harmony to your farm, bringing harmony to an ecosystem. The next stage will kind of be exploring how you can disrupt that and like what chaos might ensue with that. So exciting and fun stuff in terms of game mechanics with that we'll be working on. But the idea is ship a game first, make sure it's blockchain backed, make sure that we can build it, and then focus on these next set of features after that.
Yeah, we should definitely do a Twitter space where we really dive deep into this rebrand and harmony and things surrounding it. I think that would be really interesting. Okay. When will lands with more than 24 plots be corrected? So that was a bug that allowed people to add an excessive amount of plots a while back. It is no longer possible, and we actually don't know which have more than 24 plots. So if you know, let us know, and we will correct it.
Yeah, no, we can do that programmatically. We should. That's just all of our developers have been so focused on this rewrite. It's hard to like pull them off for something like that. So we should make this airdrop more fair to people who maybe don't know that. But yeah, it's like, I want this rewrite finished so badly. Where it's I don't want to distract them until we get this done. So they're wrapping it up. They're so close to getting it done. Looks like end of this week we're about to like get this baby done. Like we're already playing around and messing on it inside the team. There's just like a few other pieces to get together that will add like complete feature parity to what you guys have now. Like I think one of our devs is just like now finishing up a world builder, making sure that works just like it does now. And like some other areas too. And then there's like a few areas of polish that we need to fix too. Making the menus and stuff look nice because the dev team kind of had those together. So wrapping that up this week, and then dev capacity frees up. They're gonna obviously work on getting these alpha features out, shipping ready, making sure they're fun. But yeah, we'll have some dev capacity throughout and things like that too.
Okay. More information about the 3 tokens and how the 2 airdrop. Wait, I don't understand this. I guess how the airdrop for people grinding XP and land holders. Yeah, just all about that. So you actually haven't spoken about the token setup in our AMA. You mentioned it yesterday in Larva Labs. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we're still finalizing this, and that's why I haven't like leaked too much about this. But this is pretty important. So it's looking most likely that we're going to go to a 3 token system, which sounds like a lot, I know, but I'm promising you it makes sense. So basically, we have one token that's really inflationary that'll be kind of be akin to the points in game that you have. Where the idea is we'll have different ways to control the supply of this token through things like energy, through things like farming times. But really, like this coin is pretty important to gameplay, where we don't want to sacrifice gameplay to like help with coins. So the intention of this coin is, yeah, it will be inflationary. We actually have pretty interesting statistics on the Bitcoin that I can show you right now. We've been tracking all this. This helps our economic decisions a ton. We're doing millions of coins in volume a day through our in-game store, which is crazy. I think it's like 10 million coins are getting spent every single day, and then like 10 million coins are getting distributed every single day in our store through this like in-game coin that we have now. So like the volume is pretty interesting on that. That's a pretty good sign actually in terms of like health of our economy already. But then the second token that we have, it'll be more akin and like released in ways that you expect from coins that kind of do daily rewards. We're basically expected to kind of act like 10,000 coins coming into this ecosystem every single day. Players who do certain actions will kind of get a distribution of those coins getting split. So that would probably be more akin to like if you ever play Clash of Clans, like gems in that game, you know, like a micro currency you would like buy in game, except you can actually still earn it in our game, and that'll actually be a token that's airdrop too. So the airdrop will also be a combination of these 3 coins based on different incentives. And then the third token will be a governance token that will get distribution of like marketplace fees and things like that too. So that will be like a limited supply of these tokens capped, operate like a lot of other governance tokens will, and they'll receive shares of these like treasury tokens. In terms of the airdrop, like right now in design, it's all about like rewarding the right incentives. So governance tokens will probably be airdropped based on like land holdings, like these harmony tokens, or we haven't called them or named them yet, but I want to call that second token a harmony token, something like that. Depending on like the rebrand will help us with that. Those will be airdrops probably based on like experience and use in other areas like that too. So yeah, the airdrop is important to get right because who gets the tokens and incentivizing like the correct use around these tokens is really important. I think I've spoken on like economics of like original propensity to consume before, but basically in econ, like who owns a certain currency really, really matters to help in like a macroeconomic system. Um, like different people and different sets of users have like a different propensity or like a different tendency to, sell the coin immediately when they get it, which is not great for an ecosystem's health. To hold it, intending to save it for like in-game use, or to hold it to like intend to speculate, to use it in game and like actually like use it in the economy. So essentially, like what we're looking for with the airdrop is to incentivize giving it to people who will actually use it in a way that's best for the economy, because that'll help all of us if we do that. And that goes to people who have been playing the game, who care about the game, who like it, and all that too. So yeah, the airdrop is heavily incentivized around that. But then also we want to reward people who have been holding, who have been like here with us, believing what we do. You don't have to hold. You don't have to be here in this ecosystem. You don't have to be listening to these AMAs. We appreciate all of you being here, providing us value and giving us feedback. Again, we have 2,000 daily active users, because people are providing a great benefit to this ecosystem. And yeah, we want to make sure that the people who are contributing to this ecosystem get rewarded, and we want to like find ways to encourage people who contribute in this ecosystem too. So we want to keep incentivizing that behavior.
Okay, let me just pull up the list again. Okay, so from the T to the I to the F to TIF out. There we go. Because Blue
like
couldn't come up. I really didn't want to mess that up. Like I said before, I'm really bad at like reading out loud. So sorry if I sounded robotic. Okay. Someone's having issue joining Discord. If so, please DM us on Twitter and we will get that taken care of. Is there a plan for a leaderboard? If so, timeline.
So that's not a roadmap right now. But there is this interesting thing. So basically, we want to make sure that we can ship out the game on a reasonable time frame and like get it out in time to like manage all these partners. So the thing that kills games is scope creep. And there's so many things that we want to add, but anything you add obviously adds complexity, and it can potentially push a ship date back. So I think you guys, this is my guess, maybe I'm wrong, say something in Discord or like come up here and be like, no, you're wrong, we need a leaderboard. But I'm guessing you guys want this beta version out of the game in a timely manner, and that should be the priority. So we're prioritizing that. And we're trying not to add too much scope creep, other features like this. But yes, leaderboards are something that can really engage an audience. That's something that we're getting into. Things like guild support and stuff like that too. That's stuff that we want to support. That's social behavior that we think is good for the ecosystem. We also want to make sure that we're building out features that really matter, that will get us closer to shipping, and these features that like won't push back the release date. So basically, we want to get this beta out. We want to make sure it's blockchain backed. We want to get there as soon as possible while still maintaining a quality product. Once we get this beta out, then we're going to start looking at the other features that we wanted to get out but didn't have time for. And those are probably some of those features, like the leaderboard. Like I hate to say it, that's probably one of those features that is not like MVP, minimum viable product, or MVP is not a great terming. Like MLP, minimum lovable product, is like a better gaming. Like those are the things we want to keep focused on. So like that's kind of like part of my job right now. Same with Tyler, who's come on the AMAs. Like we need to keep this team focused. We need to keep them eyes on the prize, make sure they're very aware of this goal that we're trying to hit. And that's shipping this blockchain backed game, making this game fully play to earn, and forward after that.
Okay, cool. So I will refresh the Typeform, but I think that wraps up the Typeform questions. Yep. Okay. So if any of you guys want to come up on stage and chat with us, please request. We're happy to have you up. But in the meantime, we will answer any questions that are on our Discord general chat. So if you want to head in there, throw any questions in there, just make sure you tag the community team so that we can keep track of them all. And hopefully we can get to everyone's today. Doesn't look like we have a ton yet, so that's good news. So we should be able to answer them all. So when PvP is released, oh, okay, sorry. They're talking about having a battle between the guilds. I'm not sure if this was a real question or not, but I recorded it nonetheless. So do you want to talk about PvP combat or anything like that?
Yeah, so those are the gigs that we're going to be exploring after this beta is released. So this beta, like this is won't be the finished game. Like there's going to be a lot of ways that we can improve it. Most MMOs, they ship out like a pretty early version of a game like this beta, just to get like initial feedback on what they do, and they keep building it out. And we're going to keep doing that too. But getting this beta out sooner rather than later, one, allows us to stay default alive, helps you guys get into the play to earn aspect already, proves to people, hey, we can build a game that's play to earn, that's multiplayer, that has all these aspects. It's integrated land, that's integrated token tightly. Yeah, can tweet me a bit. There's so much to prove with that. First, and like make sure that we can like do all this, which we're on track for. We're going to. But yeah, we want to make sure we get this beta out first, and then like getting community feedback on the beta, and then building out all these features. That's kind of the next set of stages. So getting users in, and then making sure we're building out features that make this game even more fun. Make sure that we're tracking metrics like playtime per user. Like we're going to start looking at like retention curves really heavily. Like, okay, how long does this user who joins on this day, like how do they stay engaged? What's that engagement look like? That'll all kind of give us a good tell of how fun of this game that we've created. So the idea is ship this game, continue to make it more and more and more fun.
Okay. And that kind of is probably the same answer as this next question, which is about guild support and other features planned for after the beta.
Yeah, so I'm assuming a lot of those features will come when we ship like the next set of features, like the next big loop is what you would call it, around Harmony. And I'm so spoiling so much, and like the game design team hasn't even gotten like too much time to design this yet. We literally just implanted this into their brains. So we're gonna start digging into that more. Like, what's it mean to like create harmony? What's it mean to disrupt harmony? But I think that's when this game is gonna get really unique and like really start to differentiate itself. And I'm super excited for that kind of stuff. So basically, once we start shipping out this alpha, getting all these features together, the game design team is gonna start designing that. So that design will probably happen looking at our timeline, like mid-July to August is when they're gonna start designing those features that are ready when we like finish out this beta release. Like put the dev team like a week break or something like that. They're gonna get right to starting these next sets of features.
I'm super excited for that. Okay. Someone asked about how long the Twitter competition will run for. So the giveaway for the death bat, and if we do the cyber snails, they'll probably end on Monday, but they're going to be a simple giveaway. So, like the typical retweet, follow. So as long as you do it in like the next day or two, you'll be good to go. So when Spectral Skelly's integration. So I actually just saw this question earlier, and I headed over to our internal conversation with the community leaders, and everything is good to go. We're actually waiting on them to plan out some sort of launch event. So soon is all I can say with that. And it looks like those are actually questions we got in the general chat. So if anyone has any last minute questions, throw them in now, and we will answer them. But yeah, this has been a good one. Thank you all for coming out today. If you have any other remaining questions, of course, you can ask any of us. Just make sure you tag like the general or the community team, and they will be on it. The team is amazing. But yeah, I think that's everything. So with that, thank you all, and we will see you next time.
See you guys. Expect some fun stuff coming up in July. Bigger giveaways planned. Some like really funny marketing stuff that we have planned too. Yeah, I'm so excited to move to that stage.
Amazing. All right. Bye, guys.